Beth, thank you so much for talking to talkSPORT. Okay, the last time I saw you, well, I've seen you a couple of times since then, but I was invited along to an all-singing, all-dancing launch at Lord's.
Oh, yes.
It was very, very impressive. And one of the most impressive things about cricket in this country is yourself, Beth. This isn't a job, this is your life.
Yes.
How are things going? What are we now? 6 months on from that launch, and there are some pretty big aims. How are we looking? Let's start with ticket sales. How are the ticket sales going? Are they where you expected, or are they exceeding where you expected them to be?
Yeah, look, so we're 100 days to go now until the start of the tournament. So that launch event back in May last year, we had a distance to go, didn't we? But it's all feeling very real being here at Edgbaston. Ticket sales, we're in a brilliant place. So we broke through 100,000 just before Christmas. And we've really picked up a decent daily run rate actually recently as we're getting towards the summer. It's finally stopped raining, which helps. They always say that the weather helps to sell cricket tickets. But we're about 115,000 now. Big ambitions. We want to get to around 270,000 attendances through the tournament this summer. So we've got quite a steep curve, which is something that I check on a daily basis actually how many we're selling. But we're in a really good place and we've got a brilliant plan. So much to look forward to.
So got 100 days to go. So how are you going to be spending the next 100 days?
All over the place, I think. So yeah, look, there's everything from tournament operations, so everything you'd expect from sort of travel, accommodation, making sure that we've got visas in place for all of the participating players and the teams. We're doing lots of venue readiness at the moment, so we've got 7 venues across the country involved in the tournament, so we're sitting down with them, running through their plans, making sure stress testing all of those. And then everything from a marketing and promotion perspective, so important in terms of the success of the tournament this year is creating that scale and status around the tournament. So days like today are really important. And we've got a brilliant plan over the next 100 days to roll out further initiatives, participation. So we've got a schools day on the 23rd of April where we'll celebrate the event. So look, lots and lots going on.
Tell me about the schools day. How's that going to work?
So that's going to mark 50 days to go. So that's going to engage in thousands of schools across the country where we've got a sort of portfolio of resources. So we'll have cricket assemblies, cricket themed lessons, like cricket really taking over the school agenda. So really just a way to engage in a big network of young people and really encouraging them to come along to the tournament in the summer.
2017, I think Sophia might have mentioned it earlier today as a switch being flicked moment for women's cricket, which I thought was quite a nice way of describing it. And I think she's right as well. It seems almost like there was a before Lord's 2017 and an after Lord's 2017. I'm sure the parallels have been mentioned to you more than once, but that would be quite something, wouldn't it, for England to do again on home soil in front of packed crowds throughout the tournament, really engaging and bringing the sport to life.
Yeah, absolutely. I think there's an amazing stat that we've never actually lost a World Cup on home soil. So there's a high level of expectation and anticipation. But 2017, it was really special. So I was very fortunate to get to work on that as a junior strategy manager. So sort of working a lot behind the scenes. And I will always remember the final at Lord's and not just the incredible action that unfolded on the field with the heroics of Anya Shrubsole, but actually what went on before the match. So watching the queues snaking around St John's Wood High Street, things that you hadn't seen before associated with a women's match in this country. And I think that was across any sport actually. It's kind of one of those moments that really did break through and demonstrated that if you present women's sport at scale and you market it appropriately, it really can cut through. And I think we've seen a series of incredible moments off the back of that. So whether it's the UEFA Women's Euro in 2022 with the Lionesses' success, or most recently with the Women's Rugby World Cup last summer. So we're riding an incredible wave of momentum. But our ambitions this tournament, it's not just a one-off moment in time. We really do want to make sure that we're evoking a movement that changes the game forever. So this is all about fan following, it's about engagement, it's about how people feel and perceive women's cricket moving forwards. It really is a big cultural shift moment for the sport.
Yeah, the world has moved on a lot since 2017, you're right. I mean, with the women's 100 coming in a few years back as well, and women's sport in general, certainly at a different level now to where we were in 2017. Are you going to allow yourself to sit back and enjoy any of this at any point?
Yeah, look, I think one of the big shifts that's happened in the last sort of 8, 9, 10 years is actually the quality of the cricket. So off the back of 2017, that was probably one of the moments where the ECB made a very conscious decision to invest heavily into the professionalisation of the sport. So we've got a fully professional women's domestic structure now with the tiered system. We've got the 100, we've got obviously fully professional England cricketers. So the quality of the cricket, it really is world class, and I think that's something that I'm really excited to see this summer come to the main stage here. I think in terms of what's next, like, the job's not done. I think there is an awful lot still to do around really embedding fan following for women's cricket, so that it's not just seen as a one-off occasion, a nice occasion. Like, we really want to transition fans this summer from being sort of one-off big eventers to lifelong fans, or from it being sort of points of passion to a real passion point for people. So that is about really embedding that fandom, building those habits. And we've got an incredible infrastructure now to really capture this moment. So straight off the back of the final, on the 5th of July at Lords, we go into an iconic women's test match at Lords, the first ever women's test to be hosted at Lords. Then we've got Vitality Blast Women's Finals Day on the 17th of July. And then we go into the 100. So we've really got this series of opportunities to continue to engage with fans who are going to come through, fall in love with women's cricket this summer through the tournament, and then we can hopefully get them as lifelong fans.